Yeah, we gotta do this one for hip hop. Always keeping the culture alive. Peace, love, and hip hop for life, everybody. It's DJ Rebby Rev from the original Breakout Brothers, and I got my partner, the Mellow LC.
Greetings, all greetings.
Yo, we just want to welcome you all to another exciting episode of The Lost Underground, the untold story of hip hop unsung. And tonight we got a group from Patterson, New Jersey, who was really doing their thing back in the day. Crushalizing 3/Playboys. Yeah. So we want to welcome them all here today. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know these brothers for a long time, and like, you know, when you meet brothers in this game, you become like family. You know, so I want these brothers to introduce themselves individually so y'all can get to know who they were and what they played, what their part in the game was. So
DC. I'm Divine DC.
All right.
From the Crushalizing 3/Playboy crew.
All right. And what was your job in the group?
Rock the mic.
All right.
Make sure the people stay on point and partying and enjoying the music. And one of my main thing that I love was every single time I bust a verse, people used to go back home and try to top that verse. So I had personally, they loved me.
Right.
But hip-hop wise, I was their enemy.
Oh, you was a competition.
Right. Right. And I ain't gonna call no names, but today we got some people that ran into me and be like, D, man, I just gotta tell you something. I'll be like, yo, what's up? Man, back in the days, I just couldn't stand you. I said, yo, but I was a good person.
Right.
So nah, it wasn't that. It was that when you grabbed that mic and you said what you had to say, I had to go back home and 2 or 3 hours trying to top you.
Right.
Then by the time I came back and think, yeah, I got him now, you got some new stuff popping off. So yeah, that was me, Divine DC.
Divine DC. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And next to you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm High Power Juney June. That was my name in the group. I'm from Playboy crew, and I'm from the Crushalizing 3 MCs.
All right.
And my job, I was an MC.
Okay. All right.
All right, my name is DJ Dolla. I was the one and only DJ for the Crushalizing 3. Also, I DJ for the Playboy crew also. That's it for now for me.
Yeah. So now, we got the Crushalizing 3/Playboy crew. So what members was actually in both of the groups, or what members are not here tonight that we'd like to acknowledge?
Well, I'm the only member here that was in both groups. Okay. And Playboy crew was established first. Mm-hmm. It was me. Well, it was a bunch of us. There's too many of them for me to name. But there was a brother that was in Playboy crew who's not here. That's Casanova J.
Okay,
and he left Playboy crew, and then he formed the crew with Magnificent and Rob. And then later on, they called me to join their group. So I left Playboy crew, and I joined Crushalizing 3 MCs.
Okay. So what were some of the other members that was... Can you name some of the members that was in Playboy crew with you?
Oh, well, there was my brother they called Sweet G.
Sweet G.
We had a King Tim. We had our DJ was Dolla Rob and Master V.
Okay.
We had Perry, who we called Sweet P.
Okay.
Jimmy, we called Zodiac.
All right.
I mean, Playboy crew was more like it was a gang, but not that kind of gang there is today, because it was a lot of us.
Right. All right, and so then you said CJ was in the group with you, or he started Crushalizing?
Yes. I mean, I don't know who started it. Okay. Was it Rob, DC, or CJ?
Right.
But I know CJ, he was in Playboy crew with me first.
Right.
And then he left Playboy crew.
Right.
And then Rob and DC and CJ, they formed Crushalizing. Well, I don't know if it was Crushalizing 3 MCs, because I was not with them yet.
Oh, okay.
I left later on, and then I joined them.
Right.
And then we became Crushalizing 3 MCs.
Right. At first, it was just Crushalizing.
Crushalizing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then when June came,
Right, then it was
said, all right.
Crushalizing 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
Crushalizing 3.
Yeah, so now what Patterson, first of all, let's take it back. Let's roll it back. Patterson, like one of the biggest towns in Jersey, right? About third or fourth biggest town in Jersey. What was life growing up in Patterson? What was that like?
Oh, beautiful.
It was beautiful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back in those days, what I love about it, and that's what one of the things that made me start doing rhyming and hip hop was a 5% Nation.
Okay.
And that's where the Divine DC came in on.
Okay.
And a whole lot of people, they I also got a joke to tell y'all too. A whole lot of people just knew me as DC.
Right.
They know that DC meant divine culture.
Right.
So back in those days, it was beautiful being a 5%.
Yes.
Which I am still a 5%.
Okay.
So,
Peace to the gods.
Right. So that's what made me got into it.
Right. Okay. Cool. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I became the DJ only because me and DC are brothers, like actual brothers.
Okay.
I know we don't look nothing
Right.
like. People say that all the time.
And I was really surprised when I first found out back in the day. I was like, wow, that's your brother? Yeah,
So he was the MC and we
Right.
lived together, so he needed a DJ.
Right.
So of course I started just like all the other DJs with the big old record player, like y'all was talking about in the episode,
Right.
with the TV and everything inside.
Right.
So we had one of those, and then we had another record player. We would put that next to it, and then we just
there you go.
We graduated up from there.
Right.
You know, now-
But did you have anybody who you would say who influenced you, or someone you might have seen that say, "Wow, that's what I want to do"? Was any other DJs before you that maybe influenced you?
Well, the Playboy crew, Calvin and Peasky. When I used to come to the parties, there's a place called 104 Graham Ave.
Okay.
And they had the equipment in the basement.
Master V.
And I saw them turntables there, and it was just like a gravitational pull. It was just
Right.
oh, that I want to do this.
Right.
You know, and back then we didn't have a lot of money.
Right.
Which I think kind of helped me as a DJ because I didn't start off with the best equipment.
Right.
I think the first techniques that came out was 1800s.
Right.
And then 1200s came out later. It was something like that.
18's worth
Yeah, that came out first.
That's
We couldn't afford nothing like that.
Right.
We had
Same here.
some D1s,
Right.
Yeah,
which is direct drive turntables.
Right.
And you had to be heavy-handed because you had to push it to get it to go on beat.
That's right.
You had
Right,
to.
Right.
Right.
Then on the other hand, we had some B101s,
Okay,
which
right.
mean belt drive turntables.
Exactly.
Which means you had to be light-handed with them because they was like made of plastic, and if you was too heavy-handed, they would skip and be all over the place. Me having to be light-handed, it made DJing. It made it harder for me, but it helped me to be a better DJ because my skills were better. Because I had to work on the cheap stuff. Not knocking the crew for that. Because back then, like, I was a teenager. I didn't have no money. Whatever the MCs bought for me, that's what I used. So
do you remember
whatever they brought my way,
That's right.
I made the best of it.
Do you remember the first record you ever played, or the first record you ever cut?
It would be in the range of it was Disco Breaks. It was on the orange label. It was like Super Sperm and all that stuff.
Okay.
Captain Sky.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, man. And I actually still have these records.
Okay.
Wow,
Cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Right.
Man.
And also High Power, he's the one that could really answer the question that you asked, Rev, like as far as when it comes to Patterson. How 104 was formed, like the first people that came in the basement, because he gonna finish it up. 104 is like the hub of the hip hop scene in Patterson.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't nothing else popping but 104 Graham Ave.
Right.
A basement. So people used to come from Passaic,
Right.
from Clifton, from
Right.
Hackensack,
Right,
from
right.
East, or everywhere,
Right.
and go to
To that.
104 Graham
Right,
Ave.
right.
104 Graham Ave was the fever.
Oh,
Wow.
That's how
Okay.
big it was.
Okay.
Now,
Right.
So Crushalizing came a little bit after Playboy. So High Power, tell us how it started in the basement.
Well, the way it started, we knew the owner of the house, and he had a son who wanted to join our group, but we didn't let him join because we just felt like his lifestyle didn't match our lifestyle. But his father let us play a couple times, and then he figured, oh, this may be something. So he allowed us to use his basement,
Right.
and it's like every weekend, every Friday and Saturday, we had a home base that we can play at, and like he said, in Patterson, the 104 Graham Ave was like our fever
Yes.
in New York.
At least about 200
right.
people in
Yeah,
there.
and it was like that every
Wow.
week.
Every
Yeah.
week,
that
Friday
way.
and Saturday.
Yeah.
Packed inside and outside.
Right.
No security.
No security.
Wow.
Right.
Everybody just in there just having a good
Just
time.
having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, once in a while you have the fist fights outside.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
There's no
Well, that's
shooting,
Right.
stabbing, and all
Right,
that
right,
craziness.
right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
And the question you asked before, Rev, like how was it growing up in Patterson? Me growing up as a child, Patterson was a wonderful place. It's like I remember, all like black people owned everything. I'm talking about the barbershops.
Yes.
I'm talking about the laundromats.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
They
That's
owned
it.
everything. And I think what made me start rapping, like no one influenced me. There was no rapper out there really influenced me. What it was, growing up as a child, I had a lot of things locked inside of me. And so I used to write a lot. I used to write a lot of poetry.
Right.
And then when hip hop came on the scene, it's like that was a way of me
Yeah.
expressing those things that was locked inside of me.
True.
So when I had a mic in my hand and I was on a stage
Right.
and Rob dropped the beat that I was feeling, I felt free.
Right.
I really felt free.
Right.
Yo, these guys was hard on me. we used to practice for hours
Right.
Right.
in a little small room, half, not even a quarter the size of this.
Right.
So you got 3 grown men and me, and it's funky in there, and it's
Right.
hot in there, and I just want to be done.
Right.
But these guys, they wanted perfection.
Right.
Like I had to practice before school in the morning, when I got home from school, and at night before I went to bed.
Wow.
Because these guys, I couldn't miss a cut.
Right.
'Cause
Right.
They would look at me and yell at me, and it got to be on point. Because when
Right.
we perform,
That's
Right,
right.
exactly.
That's
we don't
right.
want to hear the needle skip, this,
Right,
that, or
right,
you
right,
camouflage it or something. But you gotta
Yeah. You got to be on point.
You
Yeah.
gotta be on
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, see, I don't mean to cut you off, but what I want to say is that's the thing. I don't think a lot of people really realize how much, you had to practice and how intense it was. Because when you came on that stage and you performed for people, bruh, people don't want to hear, oh, my man missed the cut. No, they just want to hear the finished product, man. They
They
just want
wanna-
to hear, y'all do your thing.
They hear you do your
yeah,
thing.
Yeah,
And an
respect.
example of that was Love Rap. Now, Love Rap was one of the nicest beat to go on.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Salute to Spoonie G, that's right.
Go off or go off.
That's right.
Now, once you go off, that means the beat's supposed to be going.
Right.
Some
Right.
DJs might slip up and put that from the north to the south while you rapping.
That's right.
Now you
That's
looking
right.
like, yo, what is
Yes,
you
what is
doing?
you
Right,
doing?
you're throwing you off.
So,
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
true.
No doubt.
That was a perfection. Like, all
Right.
we want to hear is just an instrumental.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
I didn't pick none of these records. We would go to Brad's record den, like you said.
Right.
And we'd be in there for hours. Because we go in the back of the room, and the
Right.
dude would play beats for us.
Yes.
That's right.
Because
Yeah,
we were
same
like,
with us.
"Yo, what you got new? We need some new beats
Right.
that other people don't have.
Right.
So you could take it to the left if you want.
Right.
But we
That's
be back there listening. And like the dude would play 15 different songs. Maybe these dudes pick 1 or 2 of those.
Right.
That's what would take so long because
Right.
it had to be certain
So
beats.
certain beats,
Right.
right.
Exactly.
Because every rapper have something that they feel
Yes.
comfortable about. You know what I mean? And that's the
right.
one thing about Brad. You could be there all night, man, because he
Yeah.
had
Yeah, you
all the
could.
breaks.
Yeah.
He had
Right.
all the breaks.
And like we
Right,
said, about we talk about Brad's record then, but even before that, it was Downstairs Records. Downstairs Records was in a subway. Okay, it was a compartment in a subway. This is how deep hip hop had gone.
Right.
Okay, we gone down. It was down on 34th, right in the subway station. When you go to 34th in the subway station, and
Yep, sure was.
the room was as big as probably your bedroom, maybe smaller. You could only get maybe 5 or 6 people in good.
Right.
And all the records were up on the wall. Okay, when you talk about 7 Minutes of Funk, I Can't Stop,
Right.
all these records that you might have heard from somebody else, or you might have said, well, oh, there's that record.
Right.
Or you walk in there and try to say the record from your mouth, and the guy behind the counter is standing there like, what is that? Or you come in with a tape. You got this record?
Right.
Yeah.
Or you go win it, or something like that.
Right.
I mean, these guys really put work in.
Right.
Right. Brad will walk in and just want to know if you got money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I remember when we went there, he was like, "You got money?" He took you in the back. If you didn't have no money, you stayed up front.
Right.
But with Downstairs Records, I mean, you wanted what the cats in New York had.
Right.
Okay? However deep Bambaataa went or however deep Flash went, you wanted what they had. Okay? You said love rap and, high power rap, all of that.
Right.
Okay, but we wanted those dirty beats. We wanted those dirty records. When our MCs got on, we wanted them dirty records. Okay?
Now in Patterson, y'all had a lot of venues.
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all had a lot of crews. What were some of the crews, and what's some of the venues that y'all had over in Patterson?
Well, we had Trade Force, we had the Easy Boys. Come on, who else was there?
I can give you spots, not really the crews. I mean, because we
Well,
played.
I can name. I remember what's his name? Mixer Master Mike. He had a group
Yeah.
called
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
Rock Crew.
We rock.
Yeah,
Right.
We Rock Crew.
Right.
Well,
We rock
that's
cool.
that's my bad because I called them Trade Force.
Okay.
But
That was afterwards.
right, they
Oh,
were
they originally-
right. They changed their name.
Oh,
They
okay.
changed the name.
Right, but Mismatch Mike, right? That was his group.
Right. Yeah.
Then,
he was
then you had
good.
the Ultimate MCs. You had,
Ultimate,
Okay.
that
yeah,
right.
Yeah, they
with
made- they
Jazzy
made a
J and
record.
JG
Right.
and
Okay.
I think we can.
DJ Cool D and
Right.
Cool
Okay.
C.
Cool.
They all on that flyer that I had.
okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and they from Pat. They even made a record too. The Ultimate-
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of them crews.
Yeah,
on
this is
there.
an old school flyer, man. Wow.
roller rink.
Oh, the rink in Patterson was
Yes.
no
Yeah.
joke, bro.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
John
That
Amos.
is-
John
That
Yeah.
is true.
And CCP Rec.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Which is still
Spot
there.
right there.
That's still there.
Still there. They still
Yeah,
having
that is
parties
the
there.
spot.
Get out of here.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's like a senior center.
Right.
But it's still there.
Okay.
What about the CYO?
Right.
Father
right.
English.
See,
Father
right.
English.
We-
Right.
Main
we-
Street. That's
yes.
still there, right?
It's still when you come off
Yeah,
the
it's
highway,
still-
you looking
Yeah, it's
right
still
at
there.
it.
Yeah, the CYO.
I mean, we
Yeah.
seen many
Yeah.
of parties up
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I remember us being in a few battles
Yes.
up in there.
That was a big
There
spot.
Yeah.
another spot too on West Broadway. That's where the second time that Rakim came there. Some place on
Yeah, I
West
know what
Broadway.
you're talking-
Right.
Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
the name of it, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't think it's there no more. I think it burned down or something like that. But
So-
yeah,
Oh, you mean the Lincoln Club?
The
Lincoln
Lincoln
Club,
Club.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
where Checkers at.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
You're right,
okay.
DC.
Right,
You're
right,
you're right.
right,
Now,
right.
And so that is when, you know what I mean, one of my favorite rapper back then came through and, I found out later on that all the mishaps was because of him and one of my favorite rapper, Rakim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay.
came and he rocked them. Before you
Okay.
know it, the whole joint is stuck up.
Wow.
I don't know if I can say that.
No.
Yo, it's all right. I mean, hey, come on, it's a free.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long
Yeah,
time
yeah.
ago. That's a long
But it's the
time
truth.
ago.
But I heard
true.
that the
Yeah.
thing was, yo,
Yeah.
you come to the
That's
spot.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're giving a show, but you got other plans too.
Right,
you know?
right,
See all
right,
the gold
right.
chains.
That's
And
right.
Y'all remember those gold
Yeah,
links
yeah,
right.
and
yeah.
stuff?
Oh yeah.
What they used to call them, Rev? The big chains and stuff?
rope,
the
The
dookie
ropes,
chain.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
But I recall I forgot exactly what spot it was, but I remember it was Grandmaster Flash.
That was at the ring.
That was at the ring,
That was at the
and Spoonie G
Right.
yeah,
yeah,
Spoonie
Spoonie
G,
G
yeah, that's the ring.
came on
Yeah,
first.
we opened
That's
for
the
them.
ring.
Oh, y'all did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
opened
opened
up
for
for
them.
them.
Yeah, we
okay.
always
Okay.
open for them.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, that was a big thing to us.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
we was
yes.
on stage with Grandmaster Flash.
Flash,
and
right,
everything.
right.
We never been on stage with, you know,
Right.
big New York.
Right,
Right,
exactly.
right.
Well, see, that was a good thing, and see, a lot of people, that's what the whole purpose of what we're trying to say is, with Laws Underground, that Jersey was
Right.
really doing their thing
That's
back
right.
there, even
Yes,
though a
we
lot of
was.
people may not
Yes, we was.
Right.
give us the credit for it,
Right.
But we was doing our thing,
Right.
And like you said, to have a venue back in the day where you had 200 people up in there on a weekly basis,
right.
Right.
That's telling you, yo, Jersey was doing something, bro.
When they always,
was.
if you ever heard them say anything about Jersey, it was always, well, Jersey wasn't on the map.
Right.
Which is
Right.
totally not true, and that's what we
right.
want to get out
That's
in the
right.
Lost Underground. That
Right.
you know, okay, you talked about the Fever a little while ago, the Fever, Audubon, places like that.
Right.
Okay, you had that in New York, Ecstasy Garage and T Connect, all of that. Okay,
Right.
but when you cross that bridge
Right.
and you come to either Hackensack, Teaneck,
Right.
you
Right.
come
That's
to
right.
Patterson,
Passaic.
you know,
Right.
Patterson, Passaic. There's venues, and
Right.
believe me, those New York rappers
Right.
cannot deny that they have come through.
Right.
They can't deny that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And one thing I didn't like about that situation, and I think it's still happening now, and I wish that they would change it. You got the Boogie Down Bronx. You got Brooklyn. Money making Mount Vernon.
Money earning Mount
Money,
Vernon,
yeah.
Money
But
making.
we're Jersey.
Exactly.
We're
That's
not
not-
Hackensack,
Exactly.
Patterson,
Right.
right.
Passaic,
Right,
those
right,
rockin'
right,
stuff.
right,
Newark.
right.
Right.
No, we're Jersey. So
We're
why
Jersey.
do they call us Jersey, but they're Boogie Down Bronx?
Well, I guess we probably didn't really take time to really create it, but we did though.
We
Because
did.
to
They
us,
didn't want to
we-
accept.
They didn't want to accept because we always said P-Town when we
Right.
were talking to Patterson.
Right,
You know what
right.
I mean? We always call Hackensack the Sack.
The
Right.
sack.
Jersey City was
Chill
Chilltown.
Town.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
so maybe they didn't acknowledge it,
No.
but we did amongst ourselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly.
And but you
But now the radio station is still doing it, right?
right.
They're still doing it.
Right.
They're still calling us Jersey.
Jersey.
Right,
That's
right,
true.
right.
That's true. But when we say that we put in that work, okay,
That's
you
right.
gentlemen sitting here right now, we put in that
right.
work.
That's
Now,
right.
last time the Rev had said, well, there were so many different venues for groups to go to if they
Right.
wanted to travel that we didn't have to cross the bridge if we didn't want to.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
if we didn't want to.
Right.
But the thing is, we were putting in some grimy work, just like they were putting in over there. You know, you were putting in work as a DJ. You guys
Right.
were putting in work as a MC. So were we. We
Right.
were putting in work. And whatever they were doing over there, that's fine. We seen it. We heard about it.
Right.
But we were putting in that work,
That's
part
right.
of this culture.
Right.
You know? And then they want to say, well, oh, you didn't, it didn't happen until Sugar Hill. No disrespect to that
we was doing
record.
it before.
But we
Right.
were the ones that were on the street before
That's
that
right.
record hit the street.
You're
Right.
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 Someone had to
Right.
do it.
You're right.
Right.
I mean, there's no denying this.
Absolutely.
And when I hear it, it goes through my skin because I'm like, we were on the street. They didn't want to touch us. Record companies and all that didn't want to touch us.
Right.
You know, but, you know, Vice Squad, Crushalizing, all these groups were putting in that foundation, putting in that groundwork so someone would go and say, oh, I can make a record, Sugar Hill. Bam. But what happens to the guys that put the work in, that took a shovel and put work in?
Right.
Okay, that built this culture up so you saw it. What happens to them?
Right.
That's why we have this right
Oh,
now.
wow.
Right.
Mhm,
You're
yeah,
right.
exactly, exactly.
Love
Great
that.
thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I know one of my friends, good friends, was a good friend of yours, and I think he did some work with you, Easy E.
Yeah.
And later on he joined us, but I think he had did some work with you guys also.
Oh yeah, he was. Eric taught me how to DJ.
Wow.
Yeah, he.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he.
Forgot
Yo, we
about
got
him.
we got to
Yeah.
give we got to
I
give
didn't
a,
know that.
we got to give a hand.
Yeah,
Salute
Wow.
the Easy E.
Wow.
Salute the E.
I didn't know that, bro.
Wow,
Yeah,
I mean,
and
he was no joke behind those tables when he got
Yeah.
by there. Okay.
and he helped us out as a crew a lot because
Yeah.
we
Right.
we used to do parties at this place called James Rec.
Okay,
Yeah,
I heard
I
Jay.
heard
about
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So like I said,
We forget about Jay.
we
Okay.
never had a lot of money. So
Right.
we made it happen with what we had.
Right.
Juney owned the speakers.
Okay,
It was these 2 tower speakers.
right.
They might have had like 5 8-inch woofers in there, but that was the
Right.
top stuff
what it
back
was,
then.
right.
Right.
And I would bring an amp.
Right.
Now the amp came from Eric. I used to have to get on the 704 and come over here, pick up the amp and bring it back for the party at night.
Wow, wow.
Because he had an amp, or he
Right.
had more than one. He
Right,
would
right.
have his good one or his bad one.
Right.
The bad one was the one where you had to put the box fan on top of it
Oh,
to make it
yes.
last the whole
Yes,
night. But
yes, yes.
Eric did a lot for us, and
Oh,
he was always down.
I have to put
he
this
was.
out there for Rev. We did a party. We were at a party and we were on our way to get on, and the DJ that we had froze up. He got scared. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He was getting. We had him set to play for us. He gets scared. Rev snatched the records out of his hand, gave the records to Easy, and Easy got on and cut for us. So we were. I mean, it didn't. It was like Rev said, "I'm not waiting for this." Snatched the records out the kid's hand and gave it.
That should have clicked in
and-
automatic.
and-
Like
right.
just like see that crowd.
Easy was ready on point.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, yeah, he was a good brother and still is a good brother.
Still
But I'm
is.
saying he was the reason why we was able to go to Philly and rock down in Philly twice.
Wow.
Because he his cousin was good friends with Jazz Jeff.
Okay.
So we caught the train down in Philly one time and rocked.
Right.
And then the second time we took the whole crew. We just drove down there, a bunch of brothers, the whole breakout crew, but all the brothers from off the block came down too, man.
Right,
but they was
right.
cause of Easy, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was always a cool brother, always, looking out. Yeah.
Yeah, I was joking. Like I said, I spoke to him yesterday, and
Right.
he was joking because I remember in his house he had a fish tank with piranhas in there, and he used to feed them hot dogs and all types of meat. I was just joking with him about that because
Right.
that was hilarious.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he was a kind dude.
Yes.
He lent me whatever I want from him.
Right.
He would give it to me, no problem. He asked for no money,
Right.
no cut or
Right.
nothing. He just he was there.
Cool. Now, this is what I want to ask you guys. What with all the crews that y'all had in Patterson, what was the thing that stood out about you guys? Like, what made y'all different than the other crews that was in Patterson?
Well, I think what it was, we were ahead of our times, especially.
Lyrical.
I would say, right, lyrically, the MCs, like what most crews was rapping about, we wasn't rapping about that.
Okay.
Right.
Like what I mean is, and not putting all this on me, there was a rhymes that I used to say 30, 35 years ago that still apply today.
Right.
So we were so far ahead of our time.
Right.
And I think that's what set us apart from most of the other crews that were in
Right.
Patterson.
Right.
We didn't think that we didn't look at them like they was trash.
Right.
But I think that there was a certain pride that we had that we we may not even really knew it then.
Right.
But people used to always said that we were ahead of our time.
Right.
What we were
Right.
saying, the way we dressed, like we put on a
Right.
suit or
Right.
So I think that's what it was
Yeah,
for me
yeah.
anyway.
Cool. Yeah, because when you're doing it, you know what I mean, you just concentrating on what you doing. You know what I mean? So you're not really looking at
Right.
the other person and what they doing. And sometimes you don't really realize your effect on other people. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you say, like
Right.
people come up to you and say, yo, you guys are ahead of your time. You just doing your thing. You're just being creative. Sometimes you don't even realize how much you are, affecting
Right.
others.
That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a tape. Somebody had a tape of us,
Right.
and it was like 20 years down the line or something.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to the tape, and I just said, I'm like, who's that DJing? They said,
Yeah.
that was you. I
Wow.
was like, oh my God. It was like, I was so fast. I guess I was younger. I was
Right.
so fast.
Right.
And it was tricks to it. Like, I'll give you one quick trick.
Okay.
When you bought certain records, some of them came with a paper insert and some come with a plastic insert.
Right.
Right.
You used to use a fresh plastic insert. You would cut it in half and put it underneath the record with a 45.
Right,
Because the
right.
faster that you could spin that record,
Yes.
the quicker your
quicker
cuts
you
could
can
be.
catch.
Right, right, right.
Yes,
right.
and a lot of guys didn't know. It was just
That's
it was
right.
little tricks that we did that
Right.
that made us better. But
Right.
like I said,
Absolutely.
it was eager. This was like food for us. It was
Right. That's
Right,
what it
right,
was.
right. So now, did y'all have any battles with crews in Patterson?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
battled every
Not too
crew
many,
that's in
though.
Patterson.
Right.
And the only crew that ever beat us was y'all.
That's right.
Y'all beat us at
Break
Top
our
Shelf.
brother.
Sure.
But
You
every
guys
other
was
crew,
before
we-
y'all
we
time, too.
battled
Yeah, thank
at
you, thank you.
CIO, every crew in Patterson, and we beat every crew.
Right.
But I don't say that we won because we didn't deserve to win.
Right,
We
right.
did
Y'all
deserve
put in
to
the
win. Just
work.
like
Put
when
in
y'all
work.
beat us,
Yeah.
That's right.
y'all deserved that.
Yeah,
Y'all deserved it.
Thank you,
Right.
thank you. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what I love about that time, we'll battle or whatever, the
Right.
competition, you tense. But
Right.
afterward, it's all love, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because after that, anytime I see y'all brothers, man, it was all love.
All
man.
love, right.
That's right.
I should love to come to this brother house, man, and watch him cut it up,
Right.
man.
That's
And
right.
me and Ella get on
That's
and
right.
rock with him and stuff. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Run into you in the party.
Right.
And
You know what my regret was, though? And I'm going to get deep, and this is going to be good for all of us.
Yeah.
My regret is if I could go back in time again, the worst thing in hip hop that happened to me and like 100 other MCs is the business part of hip hop. Now,
Nah.
we gonna all laugh and clap about this. And a lot of people had the same mindset like I had. My thing was, how many girls is out there? How many phone numbers I could get?
Right.
And believe it or not, I want y'all to clap with me. White Castle. Just give me a clap.
Oh man.
Now, let me explain. Right. Give me a clap, White Castle.
Wow.
Now, right.
That was it.
So now, the thing was, going back then,
Yeah.
That's right.
without using names, we had a couple of managers.
Okay.
And let's say that we go to a spot and we made like about $1,000.
Right.
Now it's like about 4 or 5 of us.
Right.
So what that person would do, that manager would do, is take us to White Castle and feed us, because Clifton and White Castle was the
Right.
spot.
Yeah, that was the spot.
All the
That was
girls,
the
the
place.
numbers.
Yeah.
So
That was
now
the spot.
I'm not thinking about, yo, this cat just got a G.
Right.
So like 2, 4, 6, 8, and he get 2.
That's right.
Now I'm happy.
Yeah.
So if I could go back in time, one of us would have been the manager, and it would have been high power.
Right.
As far as business and stuff, because he
True.
always was business minded
Right.
back then. So
Right.
that is the part that might still be happening now to a lot of kids.
Right.
That you want to be on stage so bad, then you want all the girls to look at you. You got your gold chain on. And I'm not even thinking
Right.
that somebody, like I could call his name, like a Puffy or somebody is above all that, that's
Right.
making that money.
Right.
But you're so happy with your Gucci shoes now and your gold chain and
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that if you look at their bank account, they get that money later on. Like for the first 3 or 5 years, they don't have no money.
Right.
But they lease a car for them.
Right.
To be in a video with all the goals and all that.
Right.
So again, if I could go back in time, we went to so many events Crushalizing 3.
Right.
And we know they got paid,
Yeah.
but we wasn't thinking about
Right,
that.
right,
We
right.
was thinking about,
The girls.
The girl,
And-
White Castle.
White
there you go. So, all right, guys.
Castle.
Can y'all help me out with that? Yeah. I want y'all to help me out with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. No
Right.
doubt, no doubt.
I like Rev. You say that if you disagree, don't talk over nobody.
Right.
I disagree.
Go ahead.
The reason I disagree because we were young, and I'm speaking for me anyway. I was young, and when I was rapping, I wasn't rapping for the money part of it. My rewards came later. My rewards didn't come in currency. One of my rewards from back then is in this room right now. That's one of my rewards.
Right.
Do you think if we made a whole lot of money and we became so famous that we'd be sitting in this room talking about hip hop, the Lost Underground right now? And when you walk down the street, and even still now, you could walk down Hamilton Ave, a kid walk up to you and say one of your rhymes.
Right.
That's one of your rewards.
Right,
That's
right,
right.
So
right,
to me, for me,
Right.
my rewards
Absolutely.
are, like everything that went along the road of hip hop, like from when I started, who I met,
Right.
watch people die.
Right.
All of that is my reward. I honestly think if I became rich, I might have missed all of those things.
Money would have made me a little happier. Come on, Rev. Now.
Yeah.
It
It would be nice to have a couple checks so you
Right.
so you can buy more White Castle.
But honestly, we came in a time, and I know you guys can vouch for this.
Right.
We came in a time, when you look at it now, we came in a time where, monies wasn't even that way
Right.
in this culture. You
Right.
just wanted to get out there and be seen and get that rhyme or two
Right.
out and
Right.
have people clap or yell and scream.
Right.
And all that. That's all you would think about. You wasn't thinking about a check because it didn't make sense at the time.
Right, to us.
It
Right.
didn't make sense to
Right.
us. All we wanted to do was be out there, be a part of this. Okay.
100%
And
right.
what you were saying before, you said about a reward. Okay. I had an MC. Look at me and say, L, you guys were the reason
That's
I
right.
did this. I can't ask for more than
Nice.
that.
Right.
And I shout out, salute the redhead kingpin. They do the right thing, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
He said to me, he looked at me, he said, L, you guys were the reason I did this. Now, he made records. We still on the streets.
Right.
And he said, you the reason. How much more can you? That's more than you
Right.
giving me dollars, because those dollars will come and go.
Right.
But for somebody to say that you were the reason why they did it, that means a lot.
That's right.
It really
You're right.
does.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, you don't realize how you affect the next person. You know what I mean? We were just having fun doing what we was doing.
Right.
And we're just trying to be creative as possible. You know what I mean? So like you said, when somebody see you, you may not even recognize the person or whatever, seeing you or,
Yeah.
and they come up to you and say, yo,
Yeah, they
man.
walk up to me.
Yo, and they call you, yo,
Yeah, they be
DC.
like, yo, DC, you the GOAT.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Now, do you have somebody like, okay, say at this time, like today, would you have somebody say from Patterson and say, yo, I remember what y'all did, blah, 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 and I went crazy. Like, can you talk about that?
Yes. You want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, like even still, like, and it's funny. Sometimes it was the drug dealers.
Right.
Yeah,
There you
Drug
go.
dealers.
Yes.
It's like they did their thing. They sold their drugs, but
Right.
it's like there was a certain way that they protect crews. Like
Right.
when you have parties,
Right.
you was like off limit. Oh no, don't mess with them guys. Like you was protected by that. And,
Yes.
and sometimes
We have
you
free
walk down the street,
bodyguards.
You hear a drug
Right.
dealer saying one of your rhymes.
Right.
And, it was just a great feeling to me.
Right. You don't realize they was paying attention. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
thought they was handling their handle.
Right.
You didn't
Right.
realize they was like
Paying
they was
attention.
lowering the rhymes and everything. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That was cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
man.
big shout out to my man Jubilee. He's still around.
Right.
That's one of the brothers that every time I run into him,
Right.
he'd be like, Casanova J, Divine DC,
Right.
high power to the Joe, yo.
Right.
Yo, bust a rhyme for me. Bust a rhyme for us. I said, come on, man.
Right.
Yeah.
No doubt.
It could be 30, 20, 30 years, and one day they'll still walk up on you.
Yeah.
So they'll remember the rhymes.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then you hear somebody singing your rhyme.
Right.
Or singing
Right.
your routine.
You know it.
Oh,
It's
man.
like this routine is over 30, 40 years old,
and
and
they
you're
still
saying it.
Uh-huh.
You can't even explain how that feels, man.
Can't.
How
Feels
good
good.
that make you feel.
Feels
man.
good.
Yeah,
Feels
yeah,
good.
It really does. It really
And like I said, we used to do it just for the fun.
Right.
There's a place in Patterson called School 15. It's right behind the east side.
Okay.
Right.
And they had basketball courts out there. And we
Right.
used to take the equipment up there for free.
Right.
And DJ outside.
Right.
And it was crowds and crowds.
Right.
And sometimes we didn't have no ride.
Wow.
So you remember the movie DC Cab, them big old yellow cabs?
yeah.
Yo, we knew it was a company
Pack
called
it up.
Jiggets.
I remember
Jiggets
Jiggets
Cab
cabs.
Company.
Yeah.
They still had some of those.
Right.
We used to call the dude up, yo, take us up here, man. We had speakers hanging out the window.
Right.
The trunk wasn't closed,
Right.
but we got up there. We had to give him a little something extra, but he got us up there,
Yeah,
man.
right.
And it was just because we wanted to party.
You just want to
And
party.
we knew
man.
the people was going to be out there, and we
Right.
didn't want to let them down.
Yeah, you
See,
can't.
New York didn't think that Jersey was doing things like
Right.
that. They talk about what they did, bringing their music outside and playing in the parks. We did the same
Thing.
thing.
Yeah, we
Right.
sure did.
Okay,
You're
we
absolutely
did
right.
the same
You
thing.
absolutely
Well,
right.
you didn't know it. We did the same thing.
When was the point when y'all was performing, doing your shows, going to parties, maybe watching other groups? When was the point did you know that, wow, this thing right here, this hip hop thing, it's going to stay. This is it. Or maybe it was a song that you heard, or maybe it was a time that he's like, wow, this thing is here to stay.
When I heard my man Rakim, I take 7 MCs, put them in a line. Take 7 more who think they can rhyme.
But it'll
Right.
take 7 more before I go for mine.
Mine.
And there's 21 MCs they the
At the same time.
I said, we going somewhere.
Yeah.
Because that was before
Yes,
everybody
yeah.
time.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know
He
when
was.
I knew that hip hop was going to last? It wasn't on the stage. It wasn't me rapping or any of that stuff. It was when I started to see like big companies incorporating hip hop
Right.
to their commercials.
Right.
That's when I said, if these people are interested in hip hop like that,
Right.
Right.
they're going to take this hip hop and they're going to do some different things with it.
Right.
And when I
Right.
started seeing commercials,
Like with
and
Will
then
Smith.
certain clothes,
Right.
and
Right.
I said, yeah, this is going to be around for a while. But I also knew that those people would change it, though.
Right. Water it down,
Right.
or change it up a little bit, you know. Because over the years, you know, you had so many different styles of rap. You know what I mean? Like one point you had, like was in the beginning, like we were just having fun. We rapping, maybe rapping about girls, rapping about
Right,
parties.
right.
Then you, like when the message came out, then you had more conscious kind of rap, you know. And then at one point, I remember in the, I guess like the 80s, like when you had the Public Enemies,
Right.
you had Tribe, and
X-Clan.
X-Clan. It was getting real powerful, real strong.
Real strong.
And then all of a sudden, here comes gangster rap.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like almost like they seen what was happening.
That's
Everybody
right.
took off the gold chains, was
That's
putting on
right.
black medallions.
Right.
Right.
Putting
It
their
was
fists
like,
in the air.
putting their fists in the air.
Right.
The movement was changing.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden, now here comes the gangster rap, and it just like kind of like they didn't put any money into that conscious, that
Right.
powerful, you know,
Exactly.
strong rap. You know what I mean? Like all emphasis was in, you know, NWA. You know what I mean?
Right.
And other groups like that. You know what I mean?
So who's the power that be that change all that from A to B to C, you know, from
What it-
us rhyming to gangster rap to
well,
mumble rap?
I think it's the record companies.
Right.
Corporate America.
It's a corporate America.
Corporate
man.
America.
You know what I mean?
KRS said it best. He said when corporate America got involved,
That's right.
it was no holds barred.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Bottom line,
Right.
okay? Because if someone's dashing $100 million or whatever and say, I'm going to put this behind you, you're going to be like, oh, wow, I'll do whatever he want, okay? it didn't. It wasn't the culture anymore.
Right.
It was whatever
That's-
you
that's
can
right.
do to get your hands on that money.
That's
Money,
right.
right.
That's right.
That was it. And we didn't. When we did it, it wasn't there.
Right.
Right.
You know,
Sure was.
it wasn't
Right.
there. So
Right.
we had to love what we did
Right.
because it wasn't there.
Right.
Now corporate America say, hey, yo, maybe there is some money behind this culture. Not even a culture. Oh, there's some money behind this rap music. Or this
Right.
rap.
That's what they call it,
You
rap
It
thing.
wasn't rap. It wasn't
This
hip-hop
rap thing.
culture. It was this rap thing. There's money. Maybe we can take this money and throw it in there and see what they'll do.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, this is what you have today. This is what you have.
Wow. Will it go back to the way it was?
And then,
Well, I mean,
Anybody?
first of all, the younger generation that's doing the music now, I think if they take time to listen
right.
to brothers like yourselves,
Right.
you know what I mean, and really study the craft, really, you know, and not be so worried about the money, because that's what the big thing is about making money.
Right.
I mean, like with anything, if you want to be the best basketball player, you got to study cats that was doing it.
Doing it, right.
You know what I mean? To make your game better.
Right.
So I think, it would have to be a conscious effort, not only just the people who's doing it now, but brothers like us to tell a story and try to drop off the history to these brothers that's doing it, brothers
Like
and
what you
sisters
were
doing it.
saying, not to cut Rep off, what you were saying about coming back. When they did the 50 years of hip hop, there was a lot got left out. But there was a lot that got left out.
Yeah,
Right,
you're right.
right.
Okay?
You're
Right.
I mean, you can't say 50 years of hip hop, but then you say, I'm going to go back to the vintage, and you start with the Sugar Hills and all of that.
Right.
Okay? What happened to the people who laid it down? The Cold Crush, the Fantastics, whoever you could find that didn't get that big record deal, but they put in the work.
Right.
Did you give them a shot? Did you
Was
give
never
them some
mentioned.
life? That's right. Did you do that? If you didn't do that, then you're not counting 50 years. You're not counting 50 years. You're counting
Yeah, right.
40.
Well, everything is marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're going to pick the people they feel is going to be more marketable. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where they're going to make more money, you know what I mean, doing
Right.
it. So when you look at these lineups of these different shows, different people on these shows is who they think going to bring them back
Right.
the most money.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what it is. So that's why you ain't going to get a lot of the underground
Right.
people, you know what I mean, that played a part in the game. That's my
I have a
opinion.
question for the group before we go. I have a question. Once again, I did want to say thank you. Thank you guys for being here. We're just glad that you guys are still around to tell the story,
Right.
to tell the story about Patterson,
Right.
Crushalizing. My last question is there anything, do you have any, when it comes to Crushalizing and Playboy, but when it comes to Crushalizing, is there anything that you regret that maybe wasn't done that you wanted to do, or that you have any regrets when it comes to the group?
Nah, we did everything we wanted to do, and we loved it and stuff. In my opinion, no regrets. I loved it.
Wow.
G?
Yep, I really loved it.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
More White Castle.
Well, White
yeah, I had too many. Yeah, I had too much White Castle.
Too much White
That's
Castle.
it.
G.
No Getty Grill, just White Castle.
Nah, just White Castle.
Okay.
But you could have put a little bit of money in my pocket so I could quit on Church's Chicken. But I was assistant manager there,
Right, okay.
flipping the chickens. No regrets, yeah.
What you think, G?
I have one regret.
What's that?
It's that, like, when hip hop began to change, when I saw it changing, I quit rapping. I didn't want to rap no more.
Right.
And people having certain little parties and everything, and asked me, and I still wouldn't rap.
Right.
I think I regret, being kind of like so hurt to see
Right.
how
Change.
hip hop was changing,
Right.
that it made me not want to
Right.
rap no more.
Right.
I think, now I think that I should have rapped more when I saw it changing, because
Right.
it's like I kind of like saw it change and accepted change
Right.
and didn't do anything
About
to
it.
reverse any of it.
Right,
So,
right. Because you still could have been a positive voice.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Still could've been.
yeah. But you know, when it's going on at that time, it's kind of hard because you something that you love, man. You
Right.
seeing something that you love,
Right.
You know,
Right.
Just changing in front of you.
yeah.
When you
So that's
see people coming out, like people who come out of Patterson, you know, salute to King's Son or salute to Fetty Wap. You hear these names, but you know that, hey, Crushalizing, we were the ones that laid that ground. We
Right.
laid that we laid it down.
Right.
You know, we made it possible to see that, man. See that those two guys or whoever else came out of Patterson. You know, it's like, wow, we laid that down.
yeah. You have any regrets, Rob?
I wish that we could at least had our name like on one record.
Right.
Just so I have something to, like in my basement now, I have gold records. I got like a pink one and I got a white one with marble in it. Like
Okay.
I would never get. I'm actually selling records, but those certain records I would never sell.
Right,
But I
right,
wish
right.
our name was on one of the
One
records.
record.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever do any recording in the studio?
well, no, because
Nah.
there was one guy we was working with. He worked with Ultimate to help them
Okay.
make their records.
Right.
But we knew that he was not right for us,
Oh,
so
okay.
we refused
Right.
to do it.
Do it.
Right.
With him.
Right. I can understand.
Do you guys have any connections with any of the, because we were talking about it on the last episode, any of the promoters, like Arthur Armstrong,
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Hey, you called his name.
Y'all, give me a clap.
Everybody know about Peter
Everybody know
Pan.
about Peter Pan.
Yes, I love Peter Pan because he fed me well at White Castle.
Oh,
Now y'all read between the lines, y'all. To answer your question,
There you go,
yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
There you go.
I'm glad you brought the name up, my brother.
You can't have it and not speak about these people, because these people
Right.
were kind of like at the forefront of it. They were the ones that got the venues or
Right.
made it happen. Yeah, they got paid.
Right.
You know, we were
Right.
talking about like Dip Light and people like that.
Right.
Right.
You know
Right.
who said
Arthur Armstrong.
Arthur Armstrong.
Right.
you know.
Yeah. These cats, because I know your names was on a bunch of flyers. Our names was on a
Right.
bunch of flyers.
Yes.
And we was wondering, like, wow, how did you? Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing when you see your name and you say, was I there?
Right.
You know,
right.
I don't remember. You called Dolla Rob. Yo, Rob, did we didn't go there, did we? But our name is there. You know,
Right.
we've seen that so many. I've seen so many flyers with our names on it, and we were somewhere else.
Right.
We were nowhere near it.
How we gonna be at two places at
How
the
you
same?
how you gonna do that? You know.
And one more thing that we did also as a crew to stay on top when we was on top.
Right.
When we would get records, I would black out the records.
Right.
Now a real DJ know what I'm talking about.
Right, yeah,
You take a
yes,
magic
yes.
marker and
Absolutely.
you just leave a little spot so you can see what color it is. That way, when the
Absolutely.
DJs is all standing around,
Absolutely.
Right.
they want to
could-
look at the record,
they
and see
wanna
what
look
the
at
name
record.
is and all
Right.
that. We
Right.
would black them all out
Yes.
so that
Smart.
it would take a while for other
Oh,
DJs
yeah,
to
I know what you're
find.
doing. Yeah.
that was a long time.
Man, I didn't know that.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
a long time thing. If you had that record that no other crew had, okay, at one time, say for instance, Big Beat,
Yeah.
Billy Squire.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody knew the name of that record for years. We named
Everybody
it.
would keep it like hidden. Yeah.
It got called John Lennon at one time. Okay? Rev took a break and whatnot, and I mean, to honestly, they would ask me, what's the name of that break? Yo, what's the name of that record? I like my chicken fried. I'm telling you, this is up because you didn't want nobody to know that, and then they get like years later, man, that wasn't the name of that song,
Right.
You know. But what you think I'm gonna tell you? I want to be the only group or the only group that had the record.
That was that competition thing.
Yes,
but it was
it
a
sure
good.
was.
It was a
Yeah.
good
Right.
competition.
It was
good
though.
competition.
You know, it was a
Yes.
good competition.
It really was.
Nobody died.
No,
Right,
nobody
right.
died.
No,
right.
no, man.
That's a good point too. Because
Yeah.
later, when hip hop began to change,
Right.
that's when you notice a lot of rappers died.
Right.
They got
Yeah.
murdered.
Yes,
Yeah,
Right.
that's when the
Right.
gangster rap came in.
Yeah.
That's
Cause back, like I said, I'm happy with some of the friendships I made through hip hop. You know what I mean? Like the different crews I met over the years, and just people that was just in the parties. You know, that you know, they'll come up to you and say, "Yo, man, I like what you're doing." You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, man, I love hip hop, bro.
Yeah, me too. I love hip hop.
Yeah, definitely. When people talk about Crushalizing, Playboy crew, what do you want them to remember about you cats?
We rock Patterson.
Yes.
We had the music going, and the people love us. And we had our own little spot, James Rec.
Right.
And that was the sub off 104 Graham Ave.
Right.
And we had a nice time when we was there.
Right.
Yeah. Joe?
Well, I would like for Patterson to remember us as like we did it for y'all too. Like we wasn't just rapping and partying just for ourselves. It was for the people.
Right.
Like we wanted the people to have a good time. We want the people to come back next week, so to have a good time. You know, just to let Patterson know that we was doing a lot of it for them, for the fans out there.
Right.
And we wasn't only in Patterson. We was we was when you was talking about Passaic and the places in Passaic that we used to play.
Right.
And you don't forget the Cheetah Club in Patterson.
That
was
a big Come on. Salute to the Cheetah.
I DJed the Cheetah Club a couple times.
Right.
And it's something that I remember about this place.
Right.
They had these special turntables called, I think they was called Thorins. They was like from England or something. They sat on water.
Wow.
Because the sound system in there was so massive that if you put regular turntables, they would skip.
Right.
So they had like 3 of these turntables that they floated on water.
Wow.
So you had to be really good to DJ out there. We was in there all the time.
I remember seeing you at Cheetahs one time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That was people from New York would Cheetahs was a
there was a hot
spot.
spot. It was a hot spot. Definitely a hot spot. Did you ever rock Alexander Hamilton?
Yes, all the time. Right there on the first floor.
Alexander Hamilton.
And the good part about it is, I don't know about Breakout, but every event we went to, we didn't have to pay. And I love that about it. From Cheetah Club to every event.
Right, that's
stuff,
true.
You know?
That's true.
Especially in Patterson.
Right.
Walk right in and stuff.
Right.
That
it made you feel special, right?
Right.
So we gave that same courtesy to the other crews too.
Yeah.
They came to 104, whatever.
Right.
We didn't charge them.
They just walk in.
Right. Well, I gotta say, man, I thank y'all for always showing us love, man.
Absolutely.
Whenever we was in Patterson, man, I felt like family when I seen you guys, man. And yo, that was cool, man. That was definitely cool, man.
Salute as always to CJ. We know he's not here now, but I love that brother. I mean, anytime he would see us or whatever and whatnot, it's like some smile came over his face.
And, yo, and Sweet G too,
Sweet
bro.
G, Sweet G too.
Yes.
Absolutely. Shout out to Sweet G,
man.
I mean,
man.
Sweet G was a pure entertainer. You can say whatever you want. Sweet G
Hey, Rev, like I was telling you in the beginning, right quick, I had trouble getting this dude here.
Because I didn't know what it was.
Right.
Are you happy now? Can we? How many more minutes we got? Half a second? Yeah. You know, this guy.
but look. You know, I feel like this. You know, the Most High make things happen.
Right.
And this happened for a reason.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm here, y'all. I came.
We are thankful that you're here.
There you go.
Whatever he had to do, he did it.
Right.
Salute, and you are here.
Because people need to hear the story, man.
Right.
People from not just Patterson, Passaic,
Right.
and Jersey.
Right.
But we hoping that the people all around the world is going to hear the Jersey story. You know what I mean? And I'm inviting brothers that not only that we battled and we made friendship with, that also inspired us too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the thing, man. Because when I first seen this brother cut, man, I like, damn, this brother's nice. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. And so that's the thing, man. I'm glad y'all was able to make it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We can tell y'all story, man.
Yes. We
know what I
thank
mean?
you. We
So,
definitely thank you.
Glad we
Salute.
Crushalizing.
Glad we came.
Yeah.
Yo, you gotta invite us to the things y'all be having in the park over here, man. Mike
Oh,
told me
yo,
about all
yeah.
that, man.
Yo,
And the fish fry. surprise and stuff. I have to
bruh.
see like 2 days later. I ain't finished.
I post everything on Facebook, bro.
Yeah,
you know
2
what I mean?
days.
Hold on. Everybody not on Facebook.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
says old school, hip hop, old. I'm not on social media, man.
All right.
That's just me.
I gotta send you the special invitation.
Yeah, I got
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Hey, yo,
We gonna
one more
come
thing.
through.
One more thing. I want to thank you, bro, for I was able to use your voice on one of my songs. Are You Listening?
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you mentioned your brother.
Right.
So I thank you for that also, man.
No
yeah,
problem.
man.
No problem.
Yeah, it was all love. So, yo, we want to thank everybody. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
And keep supporting us. Like I said, peace, love, and hip-hop for life, y'all. Peace.
Thank you.
Peace.